We're with Mike Smales from Lyburn Cheeses. He's going to tell us about the process of making his cheese.
Well, we've been at Lyburn Farm for, since 1969, so nearly 50 years now. And we've always had cows there. We started off with a couple of hundred, and we're actually about 170 cows at the moment. 20 years ago, I took the view that we really needed to start adding value to some of the produce that we turned over. So we've always grown vegetables as well. And I'd learnt through the vegetable industry that we needed to be slightly more independent of the supermarkets than we were. So took the view that we would play around with cheese for 6 months, and we started by certainly not making a cheddar. We ended up really with a Gouda style cheese, but only in very, very small quantities. And as it started to evolve and develop, we took it to farmers markets, started to learn what the customer wanted and whether they liked it or whether they didn't, and we were able to fine tune it, because it was quite difficult to get going in the first place, because wholesalers and shops and pubs, you were new and they weren't really prepared to dip their toe in the water. As things evolved, we slowly got bigger and we grew gently, and now we're at a stage where we have a 3,000 litre cheese vat. We're filling it 5 times a week, so we're processing in the region of 15,000 litres a week, which gives us very roughly 1.5 tons of cheese a week. So over that period of time, in 20 years, we progressed from 5 kilograms a day to something like 330 kilograms a day. If you make 1.5 tons a week, you have to sell it. And so our customer base is spread across the whole of the UK now, and as we've grown, our customer base has grown with us. So we work with the co-op, we work with Waitrose, we work with Cavendish, who ship stores and put us on quite a few of the ships in and out of Southampton. We work with the Fine Cheese Company, who export us to America and Australia and all sorts of different places, and a number of different wholesalers up and down the country. Still do farmers markets, and we still supply a lot of local wholesalers. The cheese making process actually starts really at 5 o'clock in the morning. Phil, dairyman, comes in, milks the cows, and puts the milk still warm into the tanker, the milk tanker, and I start at 7, take the milk round to the cheese plant, and we then pasteurize the milk. The milk goes into the cheese vat, and over the process period of the next 3 or 4 hours, by lunchtime, the cheese, the milk that was in the cow at 5 o'clock in the morning, by lunchtime is then looking like a cheese and effectively feels like a cheese. There's obviously a lot more process to go into that, and time and salt and all the other issues that go with it, but the cheese making process really starts with milking the cow in the morning and finishes at lunchtime, once the cheese is then cured and it's in a cheese mold, and the following day we salt it, and once it's been salted we can effectively call it cheese.